I think we're pretty more confident than we were in prior years and prior releases of video games to go through with the upgrade, because with the upgrade you do get the updated graphics, you get the enhanced gameplay, you get more available modes to play in the updated video game. So I think we're more confident than ever. Video gamers should feel more confident than ever than going through with the upgrade and what they did in prior years and releases of video games. And well, pretty much we have no choice, because there are no throwback titles available on throwback consoles such as PS3 or Xbox 360, which is a downer to a lot of people who have enjoyed playing these consoles in the past, but it's time to move on with the times. And I think that the time has never been more evident, and we shouldn't feel more confident than what we do right now, have ever felt more confident than what we do now in going through with the upgrade. So we pretty much have to, but with the upgrade comes its advancements, and I think that this year's video game is really going to follow up where WWE 2K17 let us down in more ways than one last year. And no matter what console I find you play these games on, you're let down in one way or another. There's not always going to be a game that comes through on every general aspect, and I think that that's always going to happen. No matter how advanced or high-tech the systems become, you're always going to want more out of these video games. And I think what we came away from WWE 2K17's release last year with having everything revolve around Brock Lesnar is wanting more. We wanted more out of the roster, we wanted more out of the gameplay, and who can blame us for wanting as much as what we did out of the gameplay, because of just how much the game let us down. I mean, the roster from 2K17 was really ridiculous. The roster from 2K16 was really ridiculous. The best roster that I have seen released in a video game in recent years was actually 2K14, because you had the WrestleMania-themed roster, and in order for them to go through with 30 years of WrestleMania and put that in a video game, they virtually had to have every WWE legend and every member of the active roster at the point in time. By 2014, everyone from The Rock to Andre the Giant to Hulk Hogan was included in the roster, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, everybody. The best WWE 2K video game release since 2K took over and moved in on THQ and required the license was definitely 2K14, and ever since then they've tried to update the roster significantly, add in more to the video game, but they haven't really followed through with that. The showcase modes get better all the time. That's why I'm looking forward to a really advanced showcase mode this year with more detail than ever before. I would assume the year's showcase mode revolves around Seth Rollins. If it doesn't revolve around Seth Rollins, somebody like The Undertaker. And usually I get that from who's on the cover of the video game. I think this year's cover looks awesome with Seth Rollins on the cover. I think that the promotion has really been put forth for 2K18, and I think that the tagline of "Be Like No One" is really intriguing and is something that really jumps out at us. So I would assume, because of how the game has revolved, the showcase modes have revolved around who's ever on the cover, I would assume the rise and success of Seth Rollins after removing himself from the Shield, along with the history of the Shield, will be included in this year's showcase mode. And as always, you have the My Career mode of that. Doesn't live up to your expectations with the updated things you can do in the My Career mode, of course, going for various titles, starting with NXT, working your way from the bottom all the way through the top of WWE. And I think the legends are something also that everyone looks forward to. Who are going to be the legends included in the video game? Will we see the Ultimate Warrior? Will we see Bret Hart? Will we see Shawn Michaels? They are guaranteed to be in the video game, along with legends we have never seen before. And will they include Regional Southpaw Wrestling, which WWE.com always has a lot up there on their website about these days, Jerry Lawler's promotion in Tennessee. So I think there's a lot that can happen with this year's roster, and there's a lot that can happen in the way of seeing things in video games that we have never seen before. I got a question for all of you too, by the way. Which WWE video game release has been your favorite from the past? I don't care which video game you actually bring up in the comments, but which video game from the past has actually been your favorite? Are you a fan of the ones on the old consoles like the PS and PS2, or are you a fan of the most recent video games that we've seen from companies like THQ, who actually produced their last WWE video game back in 2012 with WWE 13 revolving around the Attitude Era? Great job by you guys, by the way. Really pleased with WWE 13 and how lifelike that was. That was actually called the most lifelike WWE video game we have seen in years, and I can see why, with the amazing and so exact detail they have in the game. I wish every year we could see that much detail in a video game. What has been your favorite WWE video game release that we have seen in recent years from WWE, or even past years? I want to know that, so throw that up in the comments. And what are you looking forward to the most out of WWE 2K18? What are you looking forward to getting the most out of in this year's WWE 2K18 video game release. I also really like in the video games these years how we see how you have to train to be a WWE superstar. You actually have to know how to execute the moves on the video game controllers, and you have to be so exact. Bill DeMont is so nice and so friendly in these video games when he trains you. I'm not sure if he's actually included in this year's video game title. What I can tell you from the training aspect of the game, it's really awesome because it allows you to get the controller feel down, which gets better every year. I really liked how in WWE 12 they actually debuted a whole new controller layout, and it became so much easier to actually grapple and execute moves and really enjoy the gameplay. I think more people got into enjoying the gameplay from WWE 12 onward more so than what they did from WWE 11 and back. I mean, everybody was pissed off with Raw vs. SmackDown 2011, 2010, and every year prior to that one because the controls were actually ridiculous. I remember on SmackDown and SmackDown 2 Know Your Role, even far as back as the PlayStation, how ridiculous the controller was. I was literally hours trying to get the feel of the controller down pat in the gameplay format. But from how they have updated the gameplay format from THQ to 2K, I think it's been awesome. I think it's great. And I think more people have more of a reason to get excited about the conversation that's been happening on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram about WWE 2K18. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen the trailer, I've thrown that up on my Facebook page and Twitter. I'll be getting around to doing that at facebook.com/HW Entertainment, and on my Twitter at Jonathan Clarke1. Tell me what you think. Not the most detailed trailer that WWE 2K has released in the past. They've got two respective trailers released for this one involving Seth Rollins and one exclusively for Snoop Dogg with his rap for 2K18, which is actually included on the video game's soundtrack. I think that's awesome. Not the most detailed video game trailer that we've seen released by 2K or anyone who's developed a WWE video game in the past. I prefer the Stone Cold Steve Austin one or the Brock Lesnar one from the past two installments of the video game more so than this one. But again, Seth Rollins made a triumphant return with a victory over Triple H this year at WrestleMania, so he was more than deserving of having been on a video game title. I mean, no one has ever deserved to be on a video game cover as much as what Seth Rollins has been, and what the year he's had in 2017, 2016, and coming back the way he did. I don't think no one was more deserving or couldn't have been more in line for being on the video game cover. And the promo that went with the unveiling of who was going to be on the cover of 2K18 this year was incredible. Seth Rollins did an amazing promo about how life always holds us down, holds us back from accomplishing everything that we're actually set out to accomplish. And I think that it really motivated a lot of people and enticed a lot of people to go out and purchase this video game. I'm not going to lie to you, it really motivated me throughout a feud with Bray Wyatt when they were promoting the video game and being like no one to actually purchase this video game and continue to play these video games like I have every year. And I'm really excited to see what this game is going to be offering prior to having played this video game. Really excited about it, and I virtually take it from someone who's played virtually every video game that we've seen in the last at least 10 through 15 years on whatever console or generation of video games you actually come from. I come from all generations of video games, it seems. I played everything from Metal Gear Solid to Gran Turismo to Resident Evil to Crash Bandicoot. I've done it all when it comes to video games, and especially when it comes to wrestling video games. I haven't been a fan of these for over 20 years. I'm also really excited about the updated women's roster and what role the women will have in this year's video game, because the women's division has had a significant amount of influence and entitlement to it over the last few years. I mean, we really haven't seen the women's roster highlighted enough in these video games, and in recent years we've just seen the women thrown in there as divas and most recently as women. But I think the women's roster and involvement in the video game are going to get better, just as the NXT rosters always get better all the time. Virtually everyone is included in this video game, and as an added bonus we get the commentary of Michael Cole, Byron Saxton, and Corey Graves, which is a different commentary team altogether from the absence of JBL. Now they've modified the commentary of the video game. I guess they anticipated the leavement of JBL from WWE. He's been included as a commentator in the video game releases over the years. The updated commentary and the voiceovers, I think this video game is more anticipated than ever before. I'm really excited to see where we go from here with this video game. What sort of numbers will be popping up for the video game's release? I'm excited to see what sports titles they beat out, what the numbers are in the way of sales. And I really want everyone's input to come in on this video game and to let me know how you're feeling about the video game, what you're getting the most out of, what you didn't get the most out of, what let you down about the video game, what came through for you on the video game this year. Really excited about that and looking forward to reading the comments in my review. I've actually also written a column on WWE 2K18, the video game, what I expect to get the most out of and what I'm excited about the most for this year's video game, as I do every year for the yearly release of the WWE 2K video games. And this year, hopefully, will not let me down. I'm filled to the maximum with anticipation for this year's video game, and who can blame me with how I've been so excited to play these games over the years. Get in on the conversation about it and let me know how you're feeling about the release of WWE 2K18. It's available now. One of the setbacks, one of the major ones, it's available only on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the PC. But with the setback comes a lot of advantages, and take it from someone who's been a hardcore video gamer and a fan of video games for years. This is not a video game you're going to want to miss out on, so take advantage of it while the opportunity is in front of you and get the most out of WWE 2K18, available now from 2K Sports. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke. I will archive this video for you on my YouTube channel, and I will check in with you again next week. So long for now. Enjoy playing the game.
Like what you hear? Tell us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.